Welcome back, guys. Today I'll be doing vectors and matrices. First, I'm going to do a matrices question followed by a vectors question, which will be part 2 for next week. Let's get started. Here, we're going to calculate the product of these two matrices. Let's look at the order of the matrix. So the first matrix has 2 rows and 2 columns. So we say 2 rows and 2 columns, so it's a 2 by 2. The next has 2 rows, so I'll have the order 2 and 3 columns, so it's a 2 by 3. Now once a row and a column within are the same, we say it's defined, and the outer part gives me the order of the result of the product of the two matrices. So I'm expecting a 2 by 3 matrix. Let me go ahead and write the matrix. I will be multiplying. When multiplying two matrices, we multiply row by column. That's always the order that we multiply. Row by column. So I'm going to divide the first into 2 rows and the second into 3 columns. So let's multiply first row by first column. So 5 times the 2, that gives me 10. And then plus 4 times 0, that's 0. First row by second column, 5 times 1, that's 5. And plus 4 times 3, that's 12. First row by last column, 5 times minus 4, that's minus 20. And 4 times 6, that's 24, so it's plus 24. Let's move to the second row, first column, minus 3 times 2, that's minus 6. Minus 2 times 0, that's 0, so I have plus 0. Second row by second column, minus 3 times 1, that's minus 3. Minus 2 times 3, that's minus 6. Now the second row by the last column. So minus 3 times minus 4, that's positive 12. And minus 2 times 6, that's minus 12. So my matrix, I will have 10 plus 0, that's 10. Minus 6 plus 0, that's minus 6. 5 plus 12, that's 17. Minus 3 plus minus 6, that's minus 9. Minus 20 plus 24, that's 4. And 12 minus 12, that's 0. And as you can see, I have the order 2 by 3. 2 rows and 3 columns. Now the next part says state why the two matrices in A part 1 are conformable for multiplication. I've already explained that row and the column within are the same, so it makes it defined. So the first matrix is a 2 by 2, 2 rows and 2 columns. So the column for this matrix, I have 2 columns. 5 minus 3 is 1 column. 4 minus 2 is another column. So because I have 2 columns here, and in the next matrix, I have 2 rows. So 2, 1, minus 4, 0, 3, and 6. So here you can see I have 2 rows. So because the second matrix has 2 rows and the first matrix has 2 columns, because they're the same, we say it's defined. Once the rows and the columns are the same within, then we say it is defined and we can multiply. Now the next question is asking to determine the inverse of the matrix. To find the inverse, let's look at the formula. The inverse of our matrix A, B, C, D is 1 over the determinant, which is AD minus BC, times the adjoint, where I am going to switch the positions of AD, so I'll have D and A, and change the signs for BC, so I have minus B and minus C. And all of this becomes the inverse. So I'm going to find the inverse of 5 minus 3, 4 minus 2, which is the 2 by 2 matrix. So it's equal to 1 over 5 times minus 2, that's negative 10, minus 4 times minus 3, that's negative 12. So here, just applying AD and minus BC, so it's 5 times minus 2, minus, and the BC is minus 3 times 4, that's minus 12. The adjoint now, I switch the positions, I have minus 2 and 5, and I change the signs of these, I'll have minus 4 and positive 3. Here we can simplify this further because minus and minus give me plus. So this is minus 10 plus 12, that's 2. Now, by right, this is the inverse, but I can rewrite it in a different form where I multiply each number in the 2 by 2 matrix by a half. So half times minus 2, that gives me negative 1. A half times minus 4, that gives me minus 2. A half times 3, that's 3 over 2, or 1.5. And a half times 5 is 5 over 2, or 2.5. Just note that a half times minus 2, if you're going to do this without a calculator, you say minus 2 over 1, and 2 into itself go 1 time, 2 into 2 goes 1, so we are left with just minus 1, and I multiply this. Also, when you multiply a half times minus 4, I'm going to put minus 4 over 1, and then say 2 into 2 goes 1 time, 2 into 4 goes 2 times, have this sign, so that's why you have minus 2. If I have a half times 3, you put 3 over 1 and say 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 1 is 2. So the final one, a half times 5, I will say 5 over 1, so 1 times 5 is 5, and 2 times 1 is 2. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have more questions, leave a comment below. Next week, I will be looking at the matrices of this question. Have a great day.